Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to Project Bluey. As you can see there, the dented wing is still on the car. So let's get that off and let's take a look at that ABS sensor. If you remember, we got that ABS fault. We're going to see if we can track that down. Right, as you can see there, that took some doing. So you always get when these wings have never been off before. So you've got all the sealant around it. So with a knife and a screwdriver, you need to get as much sealant off as you can in order to get a spanner or a socket. So I just broke my finger now. I'm just biting it off. Yeah, lots and lots on here. So we'll clear all that off a bit later. Don't need to worry about that at the moment. So we've got one more somewhere up there. Angle the camera up there. I don't know if it will get it. Just there. There's another one there. So we'll do the same on that. It's slightly easier to get to, that one. And then we need to try and break some of the sealant. And then we can yank the thing off. I've not got the best knife. I usually buy knives from the pound shop, but I've got a craft knife here that I'll use to cut the vinyl that I've put on the door pillars in the past. So that's the only knife I've got at the moment, but it's not the best knife to use. But we'll go back on time lapse and we'll get this one off as well. There we go, it's coming off now. Notice, I don't know if you noticed, I actually I'll show you in a minute, but I bent the wing out of the way, which helped me get to it a lot easier. Obviously you can do that when you're taking the wing off. It's gradually coming off. There's still a lot of sealant around it, but it's coming off easier now, almost with my fingers. Oh, come on. That's it. Okay, that's out. So you can see on that one as well. Lots of sealant around it. Right, that's the 2 bolts out that I needed to get out. Obviously I already released the ones at the front. So now I've got to try and cut this sealant a bit, just to release it a little bit. You get as much of it released as you can. It's already split there a lot, actually. I used to get me cutter in there, but I can't do that now because it's broken. And normally just grabbing hold of this and yanking it will do the job. There we go. One wing off, just like that. Get that over there out of the way. Excellent. Right, before we go any further, let's put my microphone back on so you can hear me. Before we go any further, I just wanted to show you a couple of bits. So as you can see, this is the bolt-on bracket that goes onto the inner wing. Now the inner wing isn't damaged at all. However, the impact has pushed, that's obviously what's broken the headlight, this bolt-on bracket. Now I have straightened these out in the past, but if you don't get those perfectly straight, then you have issues with the bumper not fitting properly. We have got a couple of issues with the bumper. As you can see, that's damaged, but I will heat that up and try and push that back into position and then plastic weld it. I don't know if someone's repaired that in the past. It looks like it. Yeah, someone's, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's a bit of headlight embedded in it, but that needs plastic welding as well, because obviously if those tabs aren't right, then that's never going to fit properly. So they're only held on by 2 bolts, as I'm sure you already know. 3 cobwebs with this car. So we'll put new ones into those. As for the wing, I'm going to get a chisel and I'm going to take off as much of that as I can, clean it up, and then offer up the new wing. Now, if you remember yesterday, the last video, we had the ABS sensor. Now, I never noticed this when I was putting this back, but look at those wires. Let me just put that down. That's the ABS sensor there. I think it's the ABS sensor. And those wires are damaged there. So I think we can safely assume, is that the wear sensor? Actually, I'm saying that. Is that actually the ABS sensor, or is this the ABS sensor? No, actually, that's not. That's the wear sensor. I thought that was the ABS sensor, but it's not. The ABS sensor is down here. See if we can see it. There. That's the ABS sensor. And there's no damage to those wires as far as I can see. And that goes, I'm trying to work out where it goes. It goes into here. I think that's it, joined there. So I don't think it's damaged. I'm going to try and clear it using MES. If I can't clear it, then I'll have to go down the lines of putting a new one on. I can get one on eBay for about 20 quid. If that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. It's an extra 20 quid I've got to spend, but hey ho. So yeah, I thought, I was watching it in yesterday's video and I saw that and I thought, that's the ABS sensor, but of course it's not. It's not the ABS sensor. So yeah, that's where we are now. So yeah, I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll offer up the new wing and hopefully it fits on nicely. Obviously that door, I've been looking at this door again as well, and I may be able to, if you remember on the Abarth, the door was a little bit like that. There wasn't so many paint chips, but the door was a bit like that, so I'm going to try and pull that out as well if I can, but I want to get the wing on first. Obviously I've got to change the bracket first, but at the moment I'm going to get this off. Right, it sort of fits okay, I think. I think it just shows, yeah, it sort of fit, that's the bit just there where it often doesn't fit, and it does fit there, so it's not a problem. I think it shows how far that door is actually pushed in and how damaged it is by how it's hanging there. So if we get that bottom one on, bottom bolt on, oops, and we can move it from side to side, which is always useful. It's about the right gap. I'm going to have a go at pulling that door out. And I am sort of still looking for doors, so if one comes up at a reasonable price, oh yeah, about £100, I'll get one, even though I said I'll get it repaired, which I might still do, but that's easy with a spanner. I did get all the gunk off, but it is easier with a spanner. Right, that's that screwed on. Also, it does allow for a bit of movement. I think it needs to move over a little bit at the top. Sometimes you need to get some tools in there to sort of wedge it over a little bit, which I'm going to do actually. So if you get something in there, you can wedge it before you do the bolt up. I would normally use my ratchet screwdriver, but I've left it in the 500X and I haven't got the keys, so I'm just using an ordinary one. That's a good way of adjusting the gap there. But I say you can see how it's sticking out, but that's not the wing. There you go. So that will need some adjustment. You can always loosen these off and have another go. But that bit's all right now. As you can see, the gap. Oops, the gap isn't brilliant, but then the door. Actually, the gap's not too bad. It's just the door that's in a bit. Gap-wise, it's all right actually. It's a perfect match as well. Yeah. Okay. Looks like my lunch is ready. So I'll be back soon. That's it. So this is pretty much on now. Obviously we've got to sort that gap out down there, but I need to pull that door out a little bit as well. I'll get the slide hammer on that shortly. We've got to do that bumper. I've also got to repair the headlight, so until I've repaired the headlight I can't get the wing on properly. The bumper's going to have to come right off anyway to get the DRL in and to sort of repair that bumper. So actually I might not need to take it all the way off, but it's loose at the top and loose at the bottom. It's just on that one on the driver's side that it's not at the moment, so I'll probably leave it like that for the time being. So I think I've got to see if I've got a wheel arch liner for this side. I'm not going to put it in yet because I need to sort out that ABS thing. So what I'm thinking is that ABS sensor, I'm thinking, let me just get the camera off. So this ABS sensor, as we looked before, goes from there, runs up there, up there, up there, and up the top. Now if you look where that is, put the torch there, that's it feeding off to the left. So if you look where that is, that's not that far away from where the top of this had been pushed in. So although there doesn't look any damage, it could be that that's broken the wire inside. So I'm going to try resetting it in MES, but I've traced it back to where it plugs in over here, and I can't see, which is like under here somewhere, just up there. I can't see any damage anywhere to that wire. I say it could be the sensor that's actually in there. So I'm going to try and reset it in MES. If that doesn't work, then I will order a new one and we'll install a new one instead. So hopefully then that will solve the problem. But apart from that, I think we're pretty much done. I've got all the bolts in. The only bolt I haven't got in is this top one up here. I'm going to leave that for the time being because I need to shut the bonnet and see what the alignment's like there. So chances are it's going to need a bit of adjustment anyway. It's filthy dirty. I can't believe someone sold me a wing and didn't even give it a wipe over. But we're all good down here. I think that might be slightly in there a little bit. I'm just going to have a little go at pulling that out as well, I think. A tiny bit. In fact, it's so tiny I might not even bother. But there's no damage here or anything. I've got to put some sealant around still as well. I actually forgot to put it in first. I was going to put some in first before I actually put the wing on, and I forgot. So I'll just put it here. It stops the wind blowing through. I know it's a bit of a cushion if you put it on before you put the wing on, but it seals it from the wind blowing anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But I think we're done here now, so I'm going to get the wheel back on, let it down, put it in the middle, and then I think I'm going to give it a bit of a wash. So I'm not going to put the bumper, but I might have a go at gluing, hot stapling, not hot stapling it. I'm going to plastic glue it. I'm going to heat it up, bend that bit back into position, and then we'll try and glue it. I want to get it, when I get it back on properly, I want to be able to do it and then paint it. Whatever needs painting. Some of it's going to need painting. There's a bit of a dig there, but with a bit of luck I can get away with most of it. That was sticking out. It's a couple of little bits of crack in there. It was sticking out. I've hit that and it's gone back home, so that'll be okay. But yeah, it's all looking good so far. Just need to sort out that ABS thing really, but we'll hopefully, once I've got the wheel back on, I'm going to give it a wash, and then we can I'm going to sort that door out first before I give it a wash. I'll try and sort it out, just make it a little bit better for the time being, before I either get it repaired or get it replaced, one or the other, whichever I'm going to do. And then we're going to get it up in the middle of the driveway and give it a good wash. Just started to rain, and my next door neighbour's come home and parked his car there, so I can't back the car up, but that's fine. I was doing the wheel, putting the wheel on at the time, so that's all right, not a problem. So right, as you can see, Wingley's on. It's a good match, perfect match. In fact, they always are when you get it from an actual car rather than a painted code. So we are getting there now. We really are getting there. What else have we got to do? I'm going to do, even though it's raining, I'm going to do that. Get the slide hammer out and do that. Pull that out a little bit. I'm still going to give it, well, I'm not going to give it a wash while it's raining, because that would just be silly. I'm going to get in and do that code in a minute, see if we can clear the code, but I'm just going to do that slide hammer bit and try and improve the look of that door a little bit. As I say, it's not going to stay like that, but I just want to try and get it out so it's level with the wing. I haven't shut the bonnet yet actually to see how it lines up, but hopefully it will line up. But of course I haven't put that bolt in yet, and that one always can come undone to adjust sideways. Hopefully it'll be okay. And then it's just the bumper repair, which I'm not going to try and attempt today. It's probably approaching 3 o'clock now, and we're losing the light again like we did yesterday, and it's raining, so I shall place a headlight in there to keep the rain out, and we'll come back to it in a few days. Action. It's absolutely pouring with rain, so I'm going to do this quickly. You've seen this tool before when I use this on the Arbath. It's a good bit of kit, so just sort of hook it in there. It might be easy actually if the door's open. Actually, maybe I'm beginning to think maybe I should have done this before I put the wing on. Yeah, because I can't actually get it in there now, so I may have to loosen that wing off to do it. Yeah, I'm not sure I can get it in there. Let me see if I've got a thing on. No, that's not going to work, unfortunately. No, I'm going to have to loosen the wing off to do that, so I'm not going to bother doing that now, as it's pouring the rain. And the rain's getting into my phone now as well, so I won't worry about that at the moment. We'll come back to that at the end of the week, and we'll just loosen the wing off and pull it out a little bit so we can do it. Back in the car again. As I am going to try and reset this, excuse me a second, just going to try and reset this ABS light. As you can see, it's on. When you switch the ignition on, it comes up and says ABS unavailable. So we're just going to try and do that. So while we're doing that, oh look at that, how weird is that? It's come up on ABS. That's got to be an Omen, isn't it? I'm not sure which I've never connected to the ABS before, so I'm not actually sure which connector you use. So let's just try this one. This is the yellow one, which we connect to most things. Connection failed. Let's actually disconnect. Sometimes when you connect this first of all, and you have to disconnect the USB and plug it back in again. So let's just try that, and then we'll try launching it again. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I finally connected to it successfully, and it is without any adapter, so I've taken the yellow adapter off. I thought it might have been a green one, but it's not. So we've connected to it. Let's see what the errors are. Front left wheel speed sensor. Yeah, and it says it's present, so it obviously is damaged, isn't it? So we better get one of those ordered. Sensor continuity and resistance, that's what it's going to be, isn't it? There's going to be a damaged wire in there somewhere. So we'll get one of those ordered, and then hopefully that will let's try clearing the error. It says present, but we'll try to clearing the error, see if it clears it. It has. ABS light still comes up, ABS unavailable, and I imagine the code is going to come back pretty much straight away. So yeah, so it's clearly got damaged in the accident. So we'll get one of those. Let's just, out of interest, disconnect and then reconnect and then try the errors again. I imagine it will come up. Oh, the ABS light. Oh no, EBD failure. What's EBD? I don't even know what EBD is. Is that something to do with it? Don't know. I'll have to Google that. Don't all send me messages on the front wheel lead speed sensor on. Yeah. Don't all send me messages telling me what an EBD sensor is, because by the time... Oh, electronic brake distribution, isn't it? That's what it is. Yeah, of course. Electronic brake distribution, which is the ABS. Another word for the ABS. I've never seen that one come up before, though. It's still coming up ABS unavailable, but it also come up EBD. Oh, well. So we know what it is. We'll get one ordered on eBay. There's actually... I was watching... We got one in my watch list, and it told me that it's... it was £18 or something, and they've just offered me a discount to £14. So I better get that sharpish before somebody else does. So yeah, so that's the scan. Yeah, we know ABS. I've checked the gearbox, I've checked the dashboard, I've checked the body computer and airbag, and they're all fine, error free. So it's just that, which is good. So we'll close this down, and we will go and buy one. Okay, so a few days have passed since the last video. Today, what I was hoping to do today was to put the ABS sensor on, the new one that I've ordered. It was meant to come in the post yesterday and it hasn't arrived yet. Whether it's just got delayed or whether it's lost, I don't know. If it doesn't arrive today, then I'll have to get in contact with the seller, find out what's happened to it. Tracking doesn't really tell me very much. So I want to get the bumper back on today. I'm not going to do that until I've got that sensor, because obviously it fastens sort of around the front here. I could do it without, probably with the bumper on, but it's just a lot easier with the bumper off. So until at such time as I can do that sensor, I'm not going to put the bumper back on again properly. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to loosen the wing off so I can get the tool in there, because that gap is not big enough to get the slide hammer in to pull that door out a bit. So I'll have to loosen the wing off and just sort of make the gap slightly bigger. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bumper right off. At the moment it's just held on by one bolt there, and then the side bolts that side. I don't like having it like this because it puts tension on the other side, so I'm going to take it off completely. I'm going to do the headlight. I've got the headlight brackets which I've left indoors, I think. I'll go and get those. Yeah, I've got the headlight brackets so I can fix the headlight. I've got numerous DRLs, so I'll grab one of those. I think I've got a good repaired one for that side, which just has been plastic welded and hot stapled. I just need to cut the ends off the hot staple. My little tool here that I use all the time is broken. The button's been a bit naff for a while, and you have to hold it in rather than switching it on and off. And where you change the blade, you press that in to lock the thing in position. When you're tightening the blade up, it just keeps slipping. So that blade is all loose. So I might be alright for cutting off those little the little staples, the little hot staples, but I can't use it for much else than that, which is annoying. So I'm waiting for Lidl. I bought that in Lidl's, so I'm waiting for Lidl's to hopefully do some more of those soon, and I'll buy another one. It was about 30 quid. So yeah, DRL headlight. I think that's about it actually. Obviously I'll put that on. Hopefully the ABS sensor will come in the post today, and I can get that on, and then I can get the bumper on. Oh, that's what I've got to do as well. I've got a hot weld, plastic weld the tabs on the bumper, which I showed you previously. Obviously that's easier to do with the bumper off as well. So we'll get that off, do the headlight first, put the headlight on, and then we'll crack on with the bumper. Right. That's the headlight done. So you've got the new top bracket, the new side bracket, and the other front bracket. All screwed on. Actually, that screw needs to go in a little bit more. Didn't put that all the way in. So that was a bit of a pain grinding off those the remainder of the old brackets, because I had to use my angle grinder down there rather than the tool that I showed you. So it did it all right. It just did it quicker actually. It was just a bit not quite so tactile, I suppose is the best word to use. Okay, so that's the headlight done. Now I've got the bumper off. So as we know, this was the side that the DRL was broken. So obviously, as is more often than not the case, the brackets are still there, bolted on. So I will take those off. As we know, that's all broken, so I'm going to heat that up and repair that. But the other side, which as far as we know was okay, this is what we find. No back on it. The plug has been, it looks like Tiger Seal or something. It's been slung around the bulb, maybe to keep water out, because it's got no cover on it. It's filthy dirty in there, so that's been like that for some time. And all the other brackets are broken, and oh, there's one hot staple in there. When you hot staple these things, you're meant to put loads of hot staples in, not one. That one's not even been done at all. It's just got a big crack in it. So talk about bodge it and scarper, Jesus. That has really been bodged. That should have been thrown away a long time ago. So I'm going to take that off, and I've got one of my properly repaired ones, which I haven't got here to show you. I don't know where they are. I think they're probably still in the back of the garage. Let me just take you to the back of the garage. Can't believe the state of that. So in here, which is a bit of a mess, in fact a bit is not doesn't even come close. We got bumpers, wings. I've got so many white wings, it's untrue. Bonnets, white bonnet. There's another bonnet under there. There's a red bonnet there. We have dash panels. We have rear brake lights up there. Umpteen of those. All sorts of stuff here, including a load of DRLs and a load of headlights. There's another headlight there. There's a backlight there, and down there's some more DRLs. So I thought I'd already sorted one out. I don't know what I've done with it. Oh yeah, over here. Here we go. Let me show you this. So this is what I would consider to be a properly repaired one. So it's been plastic welded, as you can see where the plastic's melted. Doesn't look very pretty. And then it's been hot stapled. Loads of hot staples in it. Each one. So super glue to start with. Hot melted. Plastic welded, I should say, not hot melted. And then hot stapled on every tab. So that is the proper way of repairing them. All I've got to do now is cut those the protruding bits of staples off. So I'm not sure which side this is, so but obviously I'm going to have to do, I think I've got one for both sides actually. If not, I'll just have to repair one. But that is going in the bin. Normally I would take bulb holders and stuff out of that, but that isn't even worth taking the bulb. I'll probably take the bulb holder out for the actual DRL light, but the main beam light, that's just ridiculous. That is a major bodge, that. Major bodge. I also noticed as well that this is a little bit mullered as well. So this has been bodged. That one's broken as well. So I'm going to have to plastic weld those as well. I think that's got some sealant. I think that's, yeah, they've put some Tiger Seal or something on there. So as that wouldn't go in properly, they've Tiger Sealed it. And then presumably put a clamp on it. I mean, front bumper's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. So as long as I can get it to make sure it goes back in properly, it should be alright. So I imagine this has had a bit of a knock at some point on the bumper. I mean, there's no damage to the front at all whatsoever. So it's obviously someone's had a bit of a tap on the bumper. We have got a little bit missing down there, if you can see. I mean, it's right underneath, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not even going to bother trying to plastic weld a piece of plastic in. It's of no significance particularly, so I'm certainly not going to bother doing anything like that. If it was a newish car I might do, but you know, it's not, so obviously we repair these to a price, so it's just not worth it. I mean, what's the point in, it's only a bit at the bottom of the valance, it's It doesn't make any difference really, but that is just crazy bodge. So I'm going to get these lights done, and then I'm going to attack the wing, because I want to get the lights in, and obviously I can't get the headlight in until the wing's back in place properly, and then we can think about putting the lights in. I would say I'm not gonna fix the bumper yet, because I'm still waiting. Hopefully that ABS sensor will come into post today, but till I've done that, I don't really want to put the bumper on permanently, but we'll see anyway. But let's get this bumper sorted out. Right, that's the bumper done. I haven't repaired it, like the tabs and everything yet. It's put the lights in, so they're all sitting in there nicely, and I've put blue bulbs in as well, which are nice. If you've not seen these before, they're cheap. You can get them on Amazon, on eBay. You can get a pack of 4 on Amazon for about £7. They're direct replacements for the DRL lights, and they're blue glass, same wattage, and they just give off a nice brighter, whiter light. It's not that horrible orange light, so they look more in keeping with the headlights. They're just a really nice, bright, crisp white, so they're well worth the hassle of changing them, because I've just changed those bulbs with the bumper off the car, which is so much easier. But yeah, obviously we don't want to be taking bumpers off cars to change bulbs ideally, but they are a fiddly little pig, those things. But yeah, I mean, it's at daylight at the moment, so you can't really see the effect of them, but they do look much better. So I'll just put those on to test them, make sure they all work, which they do. So now I'm going to take the bumper back off again and get those plastic tabs repaired as best I can. Right, as we can see, this is not only come away here, but it's also bent as well. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm putting my gloves on because I don't want to burn my hand, but I'm going to use the hot air gun. I'm going to heat it up and then see if we can't bend that bit back. So I think the only reason it's bent back is because it was obviously at an angle for some time. There's not really much in the way of, I don't think actually there's any damage at all to this. Obviously the paint is scratched on here, but it doesn't appear, it may be very slightly disformed just here, but I think once it's in properly, it will, and it's rigid, it won't show. So I'm going to try heating it up at this top with the heat gun and see if I can't bend that back. Once I've got that bent back, I can hot glue it. Not hot, I keep calling it hot glue it. I can plastic weld it, whether that will hold it in place or not. Once it's bent back, I'm hoping it will stay. I might have to try and put a clamp on it otherwise, and then I can hot weld it from underneath and possibly put some hot staples in it. But let's heat it up first and see how it goes. So I reckon that's bent back. It's even melted it slightly, so that's nice and soft now. It is obviously cracked, so it's going to have some super glue or something on it, and then when it's pushed back, when I do put this bumper on, I'm going to put it on and I don't want it to come off again, so it needs to be put on when that wing's done and not before. So I'm just going to hold that there while it cools down, and then I'm going to get the hot welder out, plastic welder out, and I'm going to do it from underneath. I don't want to, I will do it a little bit at the top as well, but I don't want to create a lip at the top because that will obviously affect the lining up. So I'm just going to stop you for the time being, and then when we get the hot welder out we'll come back. So try and do it within the ridge so it doesn't cause any proud bits. I don't think that's going to affect it because the tab's okay. The tab is broken. Rather than laying down, just run it backwards and forwards. Obviously being on the inside it doesn't affect it at all. The view of it, I mean. That'll do, I reckon. I don't even think it's going to need any plastic staples. Hot staples. Why do I keep calling it the wrong things? I'm not going to do it on the top. Actually no, I will do it on the top, just to try and join it a little bit. It goes in, but if it breaks when it's in, it will stay where it is. but it might be alright. I might put, no, I can't really put any more plastic on it because I don't want it to be proud. Oh, took some of the plastic away then. It should be better once it's should be okay, hopefully. So it's an easy way of doing it. It's not always enough, but sometimes if you're able, when you're doing this on bumpers and so on, if you're able to actually add some rather. I have also got a little crack just above where the headlight is, so I'm going to try, and it's only a tiny thing, but I'm going to try and push that together and plastic weld that underneath as well. Stick underneath. Yeah, it's not opening up so much now. So I will get some super glue, and I've come to the conclusion that I can get to it okay with the front bumper on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this door. I hadn't put the one in just there. There's enough movement in there for me to get it in. So the earth terminal of the battery. I know it's it's actually difficult to see. It is quite dented, this, isn't it? You know, it's actually difficult to see how much you're pulling it out, because of course the wing's not in the correct place, which doesn't help. It's better, but still got to come out more. As I say, this is only a temporary measure. I'm still contemplating getting this repaired, or and the back repaired, or whether to get a new door. I reckon that'll do. Yeah, I think that'll do. Maybe one tiny bit more to see if I can get a little bit more out there. There's a dent and a half in that bit. Just get it in there. Right. I'm going to fit the wing back and then see how it looks. If it looks okay, then I'll get the wing on properly, and then I can get the bumper back on. I ran out of time and pretty much daylight as well today. It's now getting dark. As you can see, the lights are starting to come on. It looks quite bright through the camera actually, but it is getting dark, so it's not bad actually. I think I made a little dent in this when I was doing it, because it's got a little dent, but I can pull that out with my new tool, so that's not a problem. Gap's fine. The door is lined up now pretty much perfectly. However, as you can see, it's very marked. So I say very marked, it's got, that one's proud. There are dents, the paint's come off there, there's a dent there. Obviously there's dents and scratches and scrapes in it. So it'll do for now. I am tempted. The only door that's on eBay is £150 with £50 delivery. It says all best offer. So I was thinking about offering £100, obviously plus the 50, so then it'll be 150 quid. I don't know what to do. I suppose I should take it down to the paint shop and see what they say. Because obviously that, as we know, that's got to be done as well. So they could do it all in one foul swoop, I suppose. If that cost me a couple of £100, then it would be worth doing that, and then it just gets this one out of the way then, and I can even think about buying another one while it's at the paint shop, because hopefully Connor will be ready to do the cam belt on this one and on Loopy Harold within the next, before the two weeks are up. He texted me at the weekend and said that he's moving house this week, I think it is, and he wants a week next week, and then after that I think he's gonna be ready to do some work. So I've told him I've got 2 to do. You know, we can do them both on the same day, or we can do Loopy Harold first. But if I get this one down to the paint shop and get that repaired and that repaired, then by the time he's done that, it'll pretty much, apart from cleaning the seats, it'll pretty much be ready to go. this is okay, not too bad. I think once that's bolted in properly, it'll be okay. It's a little bit proud, but I might have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery with it. It's all bolted on. It's not bolted underneath, but it the bracket there was actually broken. So I think I'm probably going to have to take the bumper off this side again and put a new bracket on. Bonnet fits okay, but the ABS sensor hasn't come in the post still. Should have come yesterday. Everything else is turning up on time and that hasn't, so I'm going to contact the seller on eBay, find out what's going on. If I have to buy another one, I'll have to buy another one. Or for the time being, what I could do is just stick a resistor in the end of the wire. At least that'll put the light out. Also that'll get it through the MOT as well if I do that. So I may have to do that. But obviously we've got stuff to do still on it. Yeah, so we'll be back out tomorrow. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm just going to go indoors and finish off because it's cold out here. But yeah, the next stuff of the car you'll be seeing will be during the next video. So as you can see, I've got a reasonable amount done in this video. I'm pleased that I've got the bumper back on, even though it still needs a little bit of work doing on it to get it up to scratch. But obviously I've got to repair the paintwork on it as well, but you can't really see that in the video that much, but that won't be too difficult to do, I don't think. So I think what I might do is, it's Saturday tomorrow, so I don't think the paint shop's going to be open tomorrow. So what I'll do is I'll pop down there on Monday morning with this car and show him it. Can't remember if I've insured it yet. I think I have. I think it's insured, taxed, can't remember. I'll check. But as it's drivable now, I haven't taken it very far, of course. I've only taken it up to the top of the drive and back down again, so I'll have to take it on its first proper little run just to make sure it's okay. I'm sure it is, but I just need to make sure of that. And then we'll go down to the body shop Monday morning, let him have a look at it and say, yeah, find out how much it's going to cost, rough idea, and whether he thinks it's worth me getting a new door, or I don't think it is really. It's I've seen, I haven't had them repaired, but I've seen much worse damaged doors repaired than that. The only thing is, of course, because it's on that lip, it might make it slightly more difficult than, not when I say on the lip, it's on the edge of the door where it meets the wing. That's where the main damage is. Plus, of course, you've got those creases. The creases are nothing, but those little bits where it's dented, paint's come off and so on. A little bit, obviously, more work to do. As I say, I was going to attack the bit on the back, but I'd rather get it done properly. If it's doing the door and the wing together, then I can't see it be costing more than about 200 quid. So we'll see what he says. So that's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, if you're a casual viewer and you've not been here before, please hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. I don't want to see any thumbs downs. Get the odd occasional little thumbs down. I don't know why. I don't know why. Why would you do that? I don't know. Anyway, thumbs up if you like the video. Drop me any comments, any questions you got, any comments you got. I'll always reply. I'll always hit the little heart symbol to show that I've seen it. If your comment needs a reply, I will always reply. I do occasionally miss them and don't see them for a little while, but I do try and answer them promptly. Obviously, I'm not always sitting there staring at YouTube waiting for people to make comments, but if I see them, I will reply to them straight away. So, as I say, hope you've enjoyed this video. This video would have been uploaded, will be uploaded, future for me, on Sunday to go live 9 o'clock Sunday morning. And then hopefully we'll see you midweek for the next one. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Take care. See you soon.